The rock on which I stand, when everything around me is shaking. I've never been more glad that I put my faith in Jesus. 'Cause He's never let me down. He's faithful through generations. So why would He fail now? He won't. I know He won't. I still got joy in chaos. I've got peace that makes no sense, and I won't be going under. I'm not held by my own strength, 'cause I built my life on Jesus. He's never let me down. He's faithful through every season. So why would He fail now? He won't. Come on. He won't. Yeah, yeah. Say, He won't fail. I need you to look at somebody and tell them, He won't fail. Hi. Hey, Atmosphere. How are you? Hope everything is all well with you, as it is with me. Does my sound good? I'm hoping it is. I'm on my computer. I haven't been on here for ages. I feel like I'm sneaking. I'm in the second bedroom with the door shut. Hey, was you around when that one man used to be on here like, press one? I used to be like, why is he saying it like that? Press one. And I done been around here for a minute. Like I said, there's such a difference in YouTube, but that ain't got nothing to do with me. Nor the price of tea in China. And I got a slight headache, and I don't have anything to take right now, so I'm gonna push through this and then go get me something. I have I'm glad to be live, because you don't understand. I was like, I'm not going live anymore. This place is quite, I can't call it depressing, because I can't let a bunch of rigmarole get me depressed, but it's disappointing, and it could be discouraging to some. Hey, Riaz. It could be discouraging for some, especially when, people come into some of the things, depending on where they come in at. If they came in over here, they're probably in shock right now. Some people. But I think about all the negative, like how much footing it has, how much ability it has to stand and stay and keep going. And I think, man, what if all that could turn around into positive energy? Same to you, Riaz. Just think, like, all the things that we claim we can't do as a people, all the things we say, somebody trying to hold us down, and all these things, that's a significant portion. Now, it's not that huge, because there's many, many, many people that ain't even on YouTube that need to come together, but it's a significant portion of people over here, even if it was in cliques and groups and sectors, that could be doing things of greatness, versus destroying each other. And so I rather not even, it's hard to watch. So part of me is like, I ain't going live no more. But then I have to remember I'm separate. You know what I mean? Just because I witness something, see something, hear something, or even watch something, that doesn't make me the same. I just woke up, Gary. You got my dude voice in the morning. Man, we be drinking something online. It sound like the swallow be the loudest thing in the world. Y'all know what I'm about to say to this Dr. Pepper. Have you ever been swallowed? It's so good. But yeah, man. So part of me is like, I don't even want to come on YouTube and do no lives. I'll just do lives when I do hair, and that be it. But for right now, doing hair is gonna be it's gonna grow. I believe in my heart fast, but right now it's gonna be minimal. So until I reach that level, I'll try to get here as much as I can. But I don't have the same enthusiasm. It takes a Gary to do a live and keep saying foundation, foundation, which led to my song, which I was coming in. Because every time, the whole time he was talking, I was singing that song, Christ is my firm foundation and never let me down. That's the song that carried me through every up and down since I've been here. I mean, it'd be times when I just be walking, I just start singing loud. I know I can't help it. Anytime you say the word swallow, it's just gonna be automatic. It's just, oh, I seen another one, y'all. Same character, different scene. It was like, you want me to shut up? I will not shut up. I will not, I will not, I will not, I will not shut up. I was like, no, shut up. You're gonna get swallowed. Oh, it's too funny. Oh, yeah, I got started a little bit, but I'm about to pull out of that right now. That was a good live this morning, Gary. I made sure that I was up because I was off yesterday. I went to the doctor about my knee, about this old Arthur that done set up in there. Yeah, the doctor told me I need to lose weight. I mean, I already know that because I've been telling y'all that, but how dare you? He like, you need to lose some weight. I'm looking at him like, huh? It's too funny. And then, but I got a cortisone shot, y'all. When they brought that needle in there, I was like, okay, how is this going to happen? Then he's like, I'm gonna numb you up. I'm like, okay, but is that gonna work? It worked. I ain't feel nothing. Cause I was scared. He wiped it down with something, then he sprayed it with this ice stuff. And he stuck that needle about 3 inches almost. Probably about 3 inches. And I'm not exaggerating. But he wanted me to stay off work yesterday and ice up all day, all night, whatever. So that's what I did. But my body didn't. I still was up like I was at work. So I went to sleep when I would have had I gone to work. So that's tricky for me because I got to go tonight at 7. So that means I need to go to sleep by like take another nap like 3 o'clock and just stay there until it's time to go. Yeah, but I'm here. Hey, how y'all doing? I hope everybody is doing well. Mr. Atmosphere, Gary, Riaz. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Um, as for me, I'm still working on my manifestation. No, and it's funny because through this whole transition, which I think I transitioned and now I'm transitioning again. I don't believe it's one consistent transition. There's going to be multiple. But through that first phase of my transition, the one thing I noticed about myself is no matter what seemed to not happen, I didn't panic. There was only one time I was just like, well, if all else fails, I go to Ohio because I know I have a definite place to go. I have 3 definite places to go if I go to Ohio. So I guess my mind was saying, what's the alternative? Always got to have a backup plan just in case. But there was also that stick to itness, stick to itiveness that had me to say, I don't care. Hey, Marissa, I don't care if I got to sleep on the street. I'm not going to Ohio. No. So I stayed, as you can see. Um, and through that, I believe that faith was built, more faith. I always had faith, but it was strengthened. Let's say that. It was strengthened. What was built gained strength. And when it wasn't easy, I remembered my foundation, which is God. If you build things on God, nothing can come against it. No one can come against it. Only person that can shake that away from God is you. And that foundation will still stand. It'll just be you off of the foundation. So I didn't leave my foundation no matter what. No matter what it looked like, I kept going. No matter what I didn't see, I kept believing. Because I know that God don't lie. I took into account that basically tell God what you're going to do, you'll make him laugh. And it wasn't that I didn't do what God said. I just kind of did it, I guess, my way. I know what I had to do. I know what I'm supposed to do. And I just went. I've told y'all several times, I'm the person that jumps first and then thinks. So that was the storyline. And there was only one thing that came up against me that I didn't expect, and that was the living situation. I didn't expect for that change. So as that changed, everything else changed. I began to realize that I'm not going to be able to get into things as fast as I once thought. I'm not going to be able to live in the place that I thought I was going to be living in. For the simple fact, it's expensive. And until that type of money is coming in, there was a time where I had to pay to stay. You see what I'm saying? So having to pay to stay made it hard to be able to get a lot of the things that I wanted, I guess. So here we are today. I'm in what I needed. It's not a mansion, but it's a home, a roof. It's decent. And I know that in a year, I can go live wherever I want to live when the time comes. But anywho, have faith. When I say share a little, I don't mean, one aspect of sharing our faith is to share our faith in the Creator, in Jesus and God. But when I say share faith, I literally mean sharing some of your faith with someone else who may be going through. And a lot of people think that you can't do that, but it's called encouragement. It's called, what's another word I would say? Encouragement. What is the other word we use? Motivation. It's called, hey, I see you. You got this. It's that being sometimes a cheerleader. Sometimes it's being a prayer partner. Sometimes it's to share a story that is similar with a person when they're feeling a little low, when they are being depleted of their belief in a moment. So this was kind of encouraged by one of my friends who had a situation where she had to move abruptly for safety purposes. and went into a situation with someone she thought was going to be, there and she could trust. And, we get into things with best friends, we get into things with family friends, we get into things with literal family. And then it doesn't go the way we think. So I saw my sister saying, I'm losing faith, I'm losing hope, things like that. And immediately I'm like, oh no, I was just there. Shut up, Gary. I was there. So I was able to share with her, listen, you got this. If you have this and I didn't have that and I'm still going, guess what? You can too. Your situation ain't even in the same bracket as mine was in. You didn't have to think, well, maybe I'll just sleep in the car tonight. You didn't have to think, how am I going to get this hotel room because my check don't come until this time. Yeah, you can have help, but then with even help, there's their responsibilities too. My thing is, what if I didn't have that help? Yeah, I would be in Ohio. But because I'm not in Ohio, I'm able to tell her it's just a small thing right now. We going through this. I always like to make it personal. I don't talk at people. I talk to people. I want to let you know this is okay. I went through a similar thing. We gonna be good. We both gonna have XYZ. And I hope, I believe it helped her. But in that moment, I realized I shared some of my faith where she was low. I gave her a little of mine. And a lot of times people don't want to do that. And that's a small thing. If you have enough to believe a little bit, why can't you share? If you're in a place of calm and peace and everything's going okay, why can't you share? Why can't you tell that person it's going to be okay? Why can't you genuinely pray for that person? Why can't you check on that person and say, I ain't just spent $4.56 at Walmart. What that is? But yeah. How much do you encourage? You know what I'm saying? Like everybody needs encouragement. But I believe that a lot of us, without even realize it, we become primarily takers of encouragement. It's all good someone's encouraging us. It's all good when somebody tells us good job. It's all good when someone says you got this. It's all good when you say trouble don't last. Somebody tell you that trouble don't last always. It's all good when somebody shares their story with you, but how often do you do it? If you need it, why wouldn't the next man or woman? How hard is it to just be of encouragement to somebody? We've all encouraged each other here without, without even thinking, without a blink. It's easy. And that's why I know that, there's a lot of people out here that does need encouragement. So I have to stick to the original format of what I came here to do, which was press play and talk when I feel led to, whether it was 121 or 81. I've been saying that for what? About a year now, almost going on a year. So I got to keep it going. It may not be as often, but it's going to be. I can't stop. I have to pay attention to those unctions that you get when you feel like you should say something or do something and do it. I had, a lot of things going on, so it wasn't as easy for me to press play and talk. But here I am today. And I actually did have the need to press play and talk because it's a lot of people out here in the world right now that are losing faith, that are getting sidetracked by unexpected circumstances, traumatic experiences, loss of loved ones. It's so much that goes on in the world every day, like clockwork, all over the world. Doesn't matter who you are, what you have, what you don't have. life happens. So as life happens, if we have the ability to do life with people, I feel like because we're walking the road with each other, we're doing life together, whether we like it or not. So you could choose to be a hindrance to people, or you could choose to be a help. And the help may be, hey, have a good day. I hope your day is going well. Sometimes people just need a friendly smile. We won't do the minimum. But I firmly believe that if you see someone in need and you can be of any kind of help, you should. That's the right thing to do. That's how you operate in love. That's how you show others that don't quite get it how it's done. Because unfortunately, some of us are going to be the only example for some of these people. So if you think about it in that sense, if I'm the person that's the only example for those three people over there, why would I do the least? And it's only three people. What's the doldrums? I need a synonym. I promise. That's one thing I've always said. Like, back in the day, if you don't know what a word meant, you didn't want to say you didn't know what it meant. I quit that mess because I don't be knowing sometimes. I've never seen that word. At 51, I've never seen that word, and I want to know what it is, what it TI is. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, and in turn, when we do those things, how do you think we get blessings? How do you think doors open? Because in that moment, you had an act of selflessness and an act of obedience. You did what God would do. You did what He does when someone else isn't quite leaning on Him in a moment. That's what they say. He works through us. So if we're allowing God to work through us, then we can be of help to somebody, because it's not about what we can do, it's about what He can do. God is in control of all things. Whether people want to believe that or not, He is. I don't care what we do, what we don't do, what happens, what don't happen. He's in control. And a lot of times I think that's where we miss it. Because when things don't happen, we don't get it. We don't understand. Why couldn't this be this way? Why couldn't I have this? Why did this happen to me? Why did He take that? Why did He take this? It don't matter. He's in control. At the bottom line, He's in control. Oh. And I think that's where faith begins, is understanding there's a lot of things I'm wanting, believing for, needing, hoping for. I can't see, but because I know God is who He is, I believe. That's the first phase in faith, is believing that God is in control. Not me, not them over there, not him down there, especially not him down there. I mean, down through the dirt, rocks, and, well, one day he'll be there. But like I said, when I look around, it's sometimes discouraging, but it's the things that happen throughout the course of a day. Like I was saying on Gary's live earlier, I made the joke, like, who can't work at night? Yeah, I physically work at Amazon, but there's still work to do even in the night hours. There's people who are hurting right in Amazon. There's people who are ready to give up right in Amazon. And a lot of those people I get to come in contact with. There's a girl there, and I can't tell you for the life of me why I feel the need to keep giving her earrings, but I just keep doing it as I feel led, because I know there has to be something to it. These are earrings I could be selling. Now, I ain't passing out earrings around Amazon, but it's her in specific. I believe that there's something that she can receive from either my witness or receive from just being connected to me. And that's not saying I'm Lord, what I'm saying is, because I try to be a great example to somebody, because I operate in love, because I care about people, there's something that that young lady may need that I have no idea what it is, but something I'm doing is giving it to her. I gave her earrings the other day and she said, "Oh, Miss Meek, I just love you so much. You the bomb.com. You just don't know. I'm grateful. I'm grateful." And in that moment, I knew I'm going to keep giving this girl earrings. It's simple as that. I don't know what's connected to the giving earrings to her. And I don't. I know it's not about the earrings, but that's something I have, I guess. You know. But if I can get these 22, 19, 25-year olds seeing positivity, and she told me she was 16 days sober last week. Said she was doing too much. So maybe it's connected to that. I don't know, but I'm willing, you know what I mean? And I think that's the gist of it. We have to be willing. Sometimes the change we want to see is connected to the change we help to encourage others to see. I believe that when God delivers someone out of something or to something, he can use what you're doing, what you're compelled to do on his behalf to deliver you as well. Maybe there's something, hey, Uncle Al, maybe there's something within that young lady that resides in me or used to reside in me. Exactly. And that's the connection. I don't know. All I know is I'll continue to, maybe there's words that I have for her, but she's not ready. So God keeps the door open through me being nice and giving her earrings. You know, we always talk. You know, she had an interesting piece of jewelry around her neck, and I did ask her a question about it, and she told me. I didn't press about it, but I know it's not a good thing. But, you know, that's the one thing I can say about myself that I noticed in, I guess, my growth is not shying away when an opportunity comes for you to actually say something that could help someone with you know, and you don't say it because you're scared of offending them. It's like when it's time to say it, you'll know and you'll say it, and there's no offense. If I've done nothing else, I've opened her ear and, you know, raised her eyebrow about what I told her. She's still wearing it right now, but I believe by the summer it'll be gone. It will be gone. But the joy I have in sharing with a lot of these people is not older people, it's young people. Young people. And it's a cool feeling, you know. It's very cool. I think it also gives me the opportunity to, yes, I pour into my children now. They're adults. But it's like now that I have a better understanding of life and things of God and things that we should and should not be doing and how to get to and through certain things, I'm able, hey, Miss Lady T, what's going on? I get to share with these young people what I wish I knew back then. Yes, I've gone back and shared with my kids. I continue to share with my kids. But now when something comes up, it's like second nature. You know how to talk. Sometimes you have the language, but you don't know how to speak it. I had the language, but I didn't know how to speak it because I didn't understand myself. So now that I have better understanding, I'm able to share in a way that's beneficial to me and to the person that I'm speaking to. That makes my day when that happens at work. Y'all just don't know. Make the day go by faster. But for me, I'll continue to share a little faith if I have it, you know. If it only takes a mustard seed, and I've always told you I got more than a mustard seed of faith. I know I definitely can share. I can share a lot. I could share a lot. Sometimes people don't say nothing because they don't know what to say. Sometimes all you need to say is, "You got this, sis. You got this, bro." One thing I do, I always say, "We got this," because that gives the person the feeling and understanding that I'm not alone in this. Like Gary said, we all need somebody, whether we want to think so or not. We all need somebody. If I ain't learned nothing else, when that old, I don't know how old it is, but I'm pretty sure it's old. Well, it is old because it's biblical in a sense. Two is better than one. Yeah, it's very old. But nowadays we say, man, these days out here it takes two. I used to cringe at that. Why? Because I was making it. Not because I was doing the damn thing, but because I was making it. I felt like it don't take two. I got this, I'm paying that. I got this, I'm paying that. But I was barely paying it. It took until I came here and couldn't get the things that I was barely doing back in South Carolina. And I'm making consistent money, but I couldn't do it. No matter what I tried, it wasn't happening. And then came one that made two. And guess what? Things started to come in place, and I had the aha moment of my life. Oh, this is what they meant. It takes two. Sometimes it takes two to lift a couch. Sometimes it takes two to reach another loved one. And sometimes it takes two to survive in this world. Definitely takes two. It's much easier than thinking you're doing it and really not having nothing else except for what you're doing. And then have nerves to really not be doing everything. It took for me to get here, and 3 months later, everything that I was doing fell through. Credit score started dropping, and not that it was no 700 or nothing, but that was my dilemma. Because I had 3 months of not being able to pay certain things started to plummet. So as they went down, my opportunities went down. My ability to gain the things that I needed went down. Thank God I'm on the other side of that now where I can start getting that stuff back up. But like I said, never in a million years did I think of that. But I still give God all the glory for it, for the simple fact I know that nothing happens by chance and everything is for a reason. There's a reason why I couldn't stay where I was staying longer than I stayed. There's a reason why I had to do certain things a certain way that I wouldn't have probably normally did. I had to do the uncomfortable things to gain the things that I needed. That's faith. I had to do the uncomfortable thing to gain the things that I needed. I had to let down guards, as Gary would say, that I might not have even known I had, and allow help. That was my one thing is when I do meet someone, I hope that I'm not one of those ladies that don't recognize what's before me. I hope I don't miss it because of so many counterfeits. So I always made sure that my mindset was after all of this, the next person is going to be good. So I believe that. You know what I mean? I believe that. And because I believed it, I didn't walk away. I didn't doubt it. I didn't, I could have easily been like, yeah, no. Nah, dog. But I didn't. Gotta learn somewhere, gotta start somewhere. I had no one else here. What else was I gonna do besides trust somebody and see? Ohio will always be there. It ain't never going nowhere unless it just fall off the earth. But I had to allow myself to be vulnerable. There's a level of vulnerability, vulnerable. What is it? Vulnerability. There we go. That word is not that hard. But on this day, May 1st, 2024, that was like the hardest word I ever said. Gary, what does that word mean? Doldrum. But if you're here or you're popping out into the bushes or whatever you're doing, um, yeah, I had to be vulnerable in an already vulnerable situation. So not only is my situation vulnerable, but now I have to be vulnerable. And soon as I guess submitted to that vulnerable. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Vulnerability. Things begin to change. Because what being, not allowing yourself to be vulnerable. If I mess up the word, I don't even care because it don't even sound right at this point. When you allow that to happen, what it does, it takes off the limits. It takes off the things that have been stopping you. It allows you to receive. As much as I would believe that I'm willing to receive, I wasn't really willing to submit all my vulnerabilities to the one that I say I trust with all my heart. But I really didn't realize I wasn't until I had to literally do it. You know, in my mind, oh, God's going to send a man and it's not going to be this. It's nothing what I thought it was. All I know is the person came and they're there for me, period, from day one. 6 months and a couple of weeks. It's me. If I met somebody, you wouldn't see me with them all the time. This person met 2-hour phone conversation. The next day, went out to eat and never stopped being together from that day to this day. Although weird to me, it wasn't so weird that I ran. It wasn't so weird that I said, yeah, nah, something wrong. I trust God. Because it's more than a relationship. It's more of there's something that I have that connects to this person at this time and vice versa. We always have to look at things, not necessarily, okay, this is what it is. This is my man, my man, my man. Yeah. But you have to look at your man and around your man and see where is God putting me in this situation. There's that thing where you have to show the person God sometimes. That's one of the biggest things he says. This woman took me back to church. And I didn't ask him to come to church. He wanted to because I go. There's children involved. I love children. But those little ones need a positive, not that they don't have positive people in their life, but like that's part of the reason I say I want to talk about young girls with absent mothers, the effects. So I look at things as it may not be so much about him. Maybe it's something there, but I'm willing. Okay. See, I would have never known that. I have never heard that word before in life. Of course, I would have looked it up if you never told me, but I'm surprised I didn't grab the phone just now. Oh, yeah, hold up. Speaking of phone. What did I buy at Walmart? Hey, Oh yeah, my daughter. She I use her Walmart. She works at Walmart, so I use her discount and stuff. So you pay for stuff through the app. She bought something apparently, so I have to get my little $5 back because I don't think she paid attention to which credit card. You silly, you being smarter than a fifth grader. Yeah, but there are things that's going to happen in your lives that you don't expect or you don't think it goes this way because maybe people have always said, "Oh, you don't do this and you don't do that." Like someone would tell you, well, I know they're going to tell women because I see it all the time. Example, my son's friend, he posted on Facebook that he loves when a woman asks for his number. It's a turn on. And I immediately went to the comments because I had to see what these ladies was talking about. Oh, I never, not me. I'm like, and it was just like, really? So you're telling me I need to be more aggressive? And I'm like, that's not aggressive, and but that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of stigmas that are put into our mindset that will hinder us. And that's one of them. I mean, can I have your number? It's not, baby, will you marry me? That's not, I'm after you. I want you. I'm going to pursue you, sir. That's opening a dialogue. That's making it known that you're interested. The ball is still in his court unless you choose to do that weird stuff. Weird to me. I'm not. I wish I would get on my knee. Shoot, these things hurt too bad. I'll be the one standing up talking about, nope. I ain't even gonna make a joke about it. I'm not asking no man to marry me. But I will shoot my shot, and that's my point. There's a lot of things that we're not willing to do to get what we need. Not necessarily what we want, but what we need or what we want half the time. I needed somebody. I didn't need a man. No, but I needed someone. And I didn't know who that someone was because guess what? I know two people here. That day, I'll tell you. Like I have never told y'all exactly. I told y'all I pulled up. He gonna kill me, but I'm gonna tell the story. I was at the gas station, and like in the store, there's like two cash registers. You can be on one side or the other side. I could see across to the other side, and I see this man, and I'm like, something is something. There you go. Yeah, they better. But doing things different don't mean that change is scary. You're right. That has to be. But I see him and I'm looking and it's like, have y'all ever seen somebody and it was like a glow? But I don't shut the hell up. Atmosphere stupid. I don't know if it was a glow. It just I'll say highlighted. That's what us church folks say. The man was highlighted. And I kept looking and I'm like, dang. And I'm just looking, but it's this lady right there. So I think they together. And I'm just looking like, is that his mama? Is that his lady? Because I thought he was older because he had the gray beard. So I thought he was older. And I'm just looking. That was another thing. I'm really talking about it. I think is my age, but I thought he was. Yeah. So then I guess, or it was something about that person. And I'm watching. He never seen me. And that's my point to ladies that don't want to talk to a man first. If you see somebody that was great for you, and because you're not willing to approach or say hello or anything, you miss them because they didn't see you, but you saw them. We can't go so deep into he who finds that we're hidden and we think he's supposed to dig through the rubble and the hell and turmoil of our life and find us. That's not how it goes. That's the best way I can describe it, Gary. Um, he was bright to me, and so I watched him. Then I kind of thought, well, I don't think he's with that lady because he was standing there waiting because they serve food and stuff. He's waiting on the food. Shut up, not that bright. Very vivid. And so I left and I got in the car and I was sitting there and I was still watching so I was like, oh well. So I backed my car out the spot, backed out, and I went 2 spots over and parked because something said don't leave. So I didn't. So then I saw him approaching the door and he by himself. So I started driving up and I pulled up and he was right. Like I pulled up before he got, to the middle of the road. He said I almost ran him over, but that's a lie. And I'm corny as hell, but he pulled up and I'm like, excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah, why you start tapping on his pockets like I ain't got no change? I was like, I don't want any money. He thought I was a bum. I'm gonna tell that story forever. So he thought I wanted some change. He was like, we told the boy at the Mexican restaurant the story. He was like, wait, he tapped his pockets. I was like, yeah. He tapped his pocket like he was so serious, like I ain't got no change. First of all, if I was a bum, I'd be bumming big bucks. I'd be like, excuse me, sir, do you have $20? Don't get it twisted. But the first thing came to mind, like I said, I just wanted to tell you I think you're the most beautiful man I ever seen in my life. And I was like, oh shit. Did I just really say that out of my mouth? And then he looked down in the car. That's like the first time he actually like looked at me. Then he was like, thank you. He's like, you're beautiful too. Then the conversation started. He said, what's your name? I told him my name. He told me his name. We exchanged numbers. He called me that night. We talked like 2 hours. But before he called me, I called my friend Adrian, the one to come on here sometime. I said, Adrian, I met a man. I said, the only thing I can tell you, he looked biblical. If I had to think someone was in the Bible and they look like something, they look like that. I said, I ain't saying he Jesus, but yeah. And it's funny because this lady in the neighborhood, the people that be hanging out in the street, she see him. Every time she see him, she be like, Jesus. It's funny. But I ain't playing with blessings. I thank God that I'm a woman who isn't afraid to shoot my shot. You know what I mean? I've never had that fear. I'll be at the bar. If I want to talk, I'll send a drink over. Like, hey, you gotta. Sometimes you gotta throw them alley-oop. You gotta drop the envelope and bend over and pick it up. You gotta toss your hair and walk past them and go to the bathroom and give them the eye. Sometimes you gotta do that to give him the okay. You know how Ruth went to the party and laid at the feet of Boaz to let him know she was available? Yeah, sometimes you gotta do that. That's why that's my favorite story. People think he found her. Oh, I can't wait to find my Boaz. But she did a few things to get her Boaz. Her mother-in-law gave her instructions on how to let that man know she's available for marriage. Period, point blank. No one ever changed my mind on you can't approach a man. It's in how you do it. You ain't got to be manly about it. Hey, what's up? How you doing today? Small talk, boom. Hey, you think I can get your number? I mean, nothing's wrong with that. But anywho, yeah. Then after I got up on Adrian, he had called me, beeped in, and we talked. And it was a long, quick 2 hours. Well, it was 2 hours is a little bit of time, but there was a lot discussed in that 2 hours, like family dynamics and things that may or may not have happened. It was like just this, almost like a download of such. Let me give you a thorough background foundation of me on both sides. And Then the next day we went to eat. And I think the third day we was hanging out. And then, yeah, we never separated after that. And it don't feel weird. It don't feel like something's happening too fast. It don't feel like there's never that moment. Sometimes you can meet somebody and it be like, I think that at this point, here's a red flag. When you meet people and you say, oh my God, I feel like I know you for years and it's only been 3 weeks. I think that's a red flag because with this person, it's been 6 months. I don't feel like it's a rush. I don't feel like I've known him all my life. I feel like I know him and I'm still getting to know him. It doesn't feel like I've been knowing you. It feels current. But yeah, it's a blessing. It's a blessing, and it's funny as hell that I had to come all the way to Virginia. Yeah, Carrie, I had to come all the way to Virginia to find somebody or to get somebody, whatever the case may be. But that's the gist of the story. There's a lot of other things that I ain't get a cougar car revoked. My man 44. Watch me now. I told you I thought he was my age. Nah, but that's an old man. Shit. 44? That's old. 39, 38, that's young. 44, you're grown. You can handle your business. But had I not done that, I would be in Ohio right now. So that's why I say things don't always happen in the traditional way. Things don't always happen the way they say, oh, you can't do it that way because this and that. Even at church, every week when they did the altar call and they said, anyone out here wants to be saved, if you never received Jesus as your Lord and personal Savior, in my heart, I knew that he needed to go up there. But I never said, of course, I can't say anything, but I would ask him, because, they do the thing in church where they say, tap the person next to him, say, you saved? You sure you saved? And, I would do that in a playful way. I'm like, you sure? Yeah, you saved? Okay, boom. Not too long ago, he was going through the motions, if you never see Christ, da-da-da. And he leaned down and asked me, how do you know if you saved? Because, sometimes we'll grow up in church and our parents will make us get saved at 8 or 9 when we don't understand. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have received Christ at an age they didn't quite understand. And that's why I think a lot of them have fled. But at that moment, I'm like, you want to go up there? He's like, nah. Then I was like, well, I tell you what. He's probably going to say, when he counts to 3, I said, I'm going to put my hand up. If you want to go, grab my hand and snatch me. He like clockwork, on the count of 3. Come on down. Because I said, I'll go with him. And he counted 3. He grabbed my hand. But he didn't snatch me. So I'm like, you want to go? He's like, nah. And then the usher came over. She was like, you ready? He was like, yeah. And then we both walked down there with him. And I'm like, wow. So after that, I decided to rededicate my life. Because I'm like, I ain't going to let the man stand up here by himself. And I probably need to do this anyway. I done rededicated my life about 300 times. And I'll continue to do it as I feel needed. But he told me, only thing you need to say is, I'm back. Which I already knew. And, he went through everything with him. So he received Christ not too long ago. And it was like, when we do that, all hell breaks loose. And it did. For a little while, it broke loose. But in all of that, he was able to see God move right after that. So we know everything doesn't change in one day. And I'm not saying changes to bad things, but changes to even understanding and knowing that God got you. That's a thing. When you decide to give your life to the Lord, The devil is pissed. So he gonna start throwing stuff at you. It's on us at this point to realize, hold up, I just gave my life. He told them it's gonna be things coming at you. And you should remember clean slate. We still say clean slate to this day. And what he told us was, y'all not married? No. He said, you got to do it right. He's like, but it's going to take you, God, and him together. He's like, I'm not rushing you into marriage. He said, but when it's time, I will marry y'all for free. Now, I ain't paying for no wedding, but you give me the place. All I need is my book. And 3 or 4 days before that, just out of nowhere, he like, baby, who gonna marry us? I'm like, huh? And then he said, that man loves you. He's like, I don't know what your relationships were before. He said, I'm not saying it was abusive or anything. He said, but this is different. And we a team, you know what I mean? Like I said, he didn't say, oh, y'all not married. Y'all got it. The average preacher that tell you that got kids before he was married. Was living with his wife before they were married. That's not how you do it. Because unfortunately, in this world, it's not going to always be like that. It takes two. So, yeah, that was the story of how we met and how things are going. We got God. The children are good. I think a lot of things that sometimes a lot of things we aren't doing, if it doesn't have a purpose in the sense, or if we don't see a purpose in it, it's not being done. But then when you come together with someone that, no, I can't be your purpose and you can't be mine, but I think that for some, it gives them that extra thing to, as Gary said this morning, manifest their purpose, to get to those things that maybe they've been lagging on, or, maybe I have wisdom to that vision that you don't quite understand, because I believe that's a woman's purpose in a man's life. He has a vision and we help, for them to see it. Sometimes we see in y'all what y'all don't see in yourselves. Sometimes we might have a way that you didn't quite think of. That's why it's important for men not to be so, oh, you got to submit, and not be willing to listen to that woman. She's a lot of wisdom half the time. If she has the wisdom and you got the vision, that's when you come together and then that thing happens. He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor. It's about the favor. It's not about the wife. It's not about you hiding till a man finds you. It's about you becoming favor for somebody, so that the things that you need, the things that are yours, will then come to pass. They will manifest. There's things that we have to do alone, because we all have our individual purpose. But then there's things that we have to do with people, whether it's our significant other, sometimes friends, sometimes coworkers. Sometimes we be like, it's something missing. It might be the fact that you didn't say hello to that dude in the grocery store. It might be because you didn't want to listen to that woman because she had a great idea, but because you're the man, you got this. We all got to submit to something in it, and at some point, someone in a relationship way. It's a team effort. So I don't no longer believe that God wouldn't put you in a situation where everybody says it's not right. He makes things right. It's our job to get to where we need to be at, and open up more doors. But that's the story. If I didn't have that man, I wouldn't have a place to live. I would be in Ohio. Period. But had I ran, that's where I've been, in Ohio, somewhere I ain't want to be. I was willing to share my faith with him. There's a purpose, so I have to always focus on a purpose regardless. What is it that we're doing? What is it that we have to do? What is it that I'm supposed to be to these children? What is it that I have to help this vision to come to fruition? I'm working on a business right now. He does flooring and a lot of other stuff, but he's like good with all types of floors and things. So I guess it's like flooring and handiwork. I don't know, but it's going to be successful because I got some faith to share. Have to be of encouragement to each other, guys. Encourage much. Start encouraging people more and watch what it does for you. No doubt, Gary. No doubt. No doubt. It'd be very interesting. Very interesting. I think it's funny. I met a man that actually wants to have a wedding because, I'm like, psh, I ain't got to have no wedding. No. It's funny. It's funny. It's funny how things happen and you don't. You don't expect it. That's a true statement. When you ain't looking, that's where it comes. I literally had this lady. Y'all remember my client, the evangelist? She's from here. So when she comes to town, she come and get her hair done. And the first time I told her about him, she was like, oh yeah, God sent you. And y'all this and y'all that. Second time she came to get her hair done, she come telling me like, the father's not pleased with you and that young man staying in the hotel together. And I'm like, who told you I stayed in the hotel with somebody? All I said was, he was at my hotel. None of your business, but you don't know if I had 2 beds. You don't know what's going on in my life, lady. Stop saying what the father said as if he don't talk to me. Stop telling me things I don't already know. So then the next time, she sends me this message saying, I know you probably don't like what I'm about to say, but I have to be obedient to the Father. He said, that's not the man he ordained for you. He'll let it go for a while, and then he'll basically like take it away. And I'm sitting here like, he said, you went to the store looking. He didn't find you. You went looking. You were looking for a friend. And in my mind, I'm like, the nerve of this one. It's like, I know you might be mad at me, but I got to be obedient to what the Father says. I said, okay. I said, I don't have a problem with you telling me what the Father said. I said, but no, she was like, put your trust in God, not no man. I was like, what man am I putting my trust in? That's the only problem I have with anything you said. And secondly, I went to the store to get a strawberry Dr. Pepper. That and Gary, it's like people like that. You be doing good until you say things that don't go with my story. I didn't go looking for nobody. I didn't come here looking for nobody. Y'all know that. So the moment she said I went to the store looking for a friend, girl, at the Wawa, are you crazy? No, strawberry Dr. Pepper, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it was Dr. Pepper. Definitely was the Dr. Pepper. But it's little stuff like that. You know, what made you think I put my trust in this man? Like, that ain't God. Because guess what? God would have had you to pick up the phone and call me. I found a floor technician. I'm saying, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. A little rough around the edges, but a good rough. Because every rough part of me, every rough part of y'all are the best parts. You know what I mean? It's just about allowing God to take those parts and refine them and use them to the same with the same power in a different way. Like we are the way we are for a reason. It's not everything isn't to be changed. It's to be taught how to utilize it. And that's a lot of times when we have things we call flaws, it's really just misplaced understanding of what to do with those things. What you think is a flaw is a gift that God gave you. If you had 6 fingers instead of 5, you got a gift. That was a bad explanation because my cousin got them on both fingers. But I still look at stuff like that. It's unique. It's unique. Your flaws become part of your testimony to help someone else not have to go through the things that you went through in life, dealing with the things you didn't understand in a moment. Once you learn how to use those things, you know the powerhouse that you become. Exactly. And that was another thing in that thing she said. The Father, he's not the man he ordained for you. He'll let it go so far. God's not getting ready to hurt me. Unless you're talking about the devil, yeah, maybe. But I don't listen to him. So you telling me God gonna let me find a man, be happy, all this stuff going good, then he gonna be like, boom, psych. Nah. I understand exactly what the pastor said. You gotta do it right. Not to rush, but you gotta do it right. And it will be done right, you know? Simple as that. But like I said, I share my faith with even his daughter. You know, I come in at night, we say our prayers. Now it's like I say God bless, and then she does her list. Before I was saying, you know, leading it like, mommy, you know. So it's all good, you know what I mean? I'm standing on, most people say business. I'm standing on God. She's just messy. That's all. She's just messy. She's a busybody. She did something else. Oh, when I answer her text on time, I guess you're busy and something. I told her, I said, Mary. Oh, I was supposed to call her back and told her she'd come get her hair done. But my knee was hurting and I didn't call her. I went to the doctor the next day. And she like, well, I guess something and da-da-da. I said, ma'am, if you had a little patience, I was going to text you this morning and let you know that my knee was hurt at work last night and had to go to the doctor. I said, and I want you to know. I said, in case nobody ever told you before, I'm going to tell you today, you are rude. And I went in on her, but that message was long. I said, I don't have a problem doing your hair. I was like, but You're not gonna keep disrespecting me. She just only thing she commented back was like, okay, I'm sorry your knees hurt. I'll find someone else. Guess who wants to come get her hair done next month? Man, that lady ain't never going away. That's the bad thing. I even look at her. She get on my nerves, but I know I have a purpose in even her life. Her purpose even in her life. Crazy stuff. But you gotta not be easily shook. Some people would have took that word and ran. Like, oh my God, he's not the one for me. Even if he wasn't, I'm not gonna take it from you. I'm gonna trust on God to show me that. Because he will. That's the thing I want you to know. I hear him too. Why would he tell you and not tell me? A word should be confirmation. Shouldn't be telling me nothing that I haven't felt or thought, or I couldn't see, or I didn't understand. God will usually use a prophet in your life when you're not getting it, or when your faith is low and you just need that thing to know you're on track or something. It's not like that. Telling someone they went looking for, he didn't tell you none of that because God knows I wasn't looking for no man. Hey, Selena. People just weird out here in this world. But I'm standing on faith, so I'm going to share faith. I'm going to share faith for the rest of my life because, hell, someone shared it with me. Back when I was, 23 years old, going through it. I had a friend that was in church. She's like, you want to get saved? I'm like, I'm going to get my life together. I'm going to go to church. She was like, no, you don't have to go to church to be saved. Huh? That day over the phone. Yep. Because she shared faith with me. I gave my life to God. That was a journey from 23 to 51, and it's a continual journey, but that's why I know when you first go down that road, man, you get all types of bumps and bruises, backslid, all types of stuff. It ain't a punk walk. As long as you're willing to walk and don't turn away, you good. But yeah, that's my friend texted me. She's been going to church. The one I was staying with started going to church, I think about 3 weeks ago. So that's what I say. Sometimes you're the only example people have. Although our thing went a different way than I thought, I stand on who I am and my purpose. If I didn't stand on my purpose, you probably wouldn't be coming to church right now. Very stupid. But it's a wonderful thing. The girl I get the earrings to, she gonna come. She live right down the street from me. Mm-hmm. Yep. Her and her daughter come on Sundays now. She hadn't been to a church house in a while. Definitely not on a consistent. Man, why don't y'all just go out to eat? Y'all always talking crazy in the chat. Go eat. Go have some fun. Go to Top Golf. Go be friends. Go be friends. It all started off when I didn't get her chicken for her birthday. See, that man thought I was a bum and I was relentless. I still stuck to it. I was like, no, I'm not a bum, big dog. I don't need no change. Yeah, or sometimes I believe it a lot is guilt, but also not understanding something is missing. When you have things, when you're missing God, everything seems wrong, out of place, or when you're trying to do things your own way. Has she been in have we? Sometimes we're in a different position with God. We think things differently. Sometimes I don't think she did anything wrong. It was just not expected. You have every right to say when someone has to leave, but everything is for a reason. Trust me. This I know. Everything happens for a reason. Oh y'all, with the help of Rachel last week, I got my ring light. Yay! Now I gotta get some more products. So the Cash App is still going for my things I need for my free hairstyle campaign to build my clientele. There's no specific amount, but I need help. So if it's in your heart, hit your girl's Cash App. It is up there as always. Yeah, and sometimes we get the version of God that was fed to us, and then when we come into our own way and understanding, it's like, wait, it's not that way. We talked about that earlier. People, they put so much on, you've got to do it this way. There's a lot of things in my life right now that everybody in the church would be opposed to. But God, but God. Third day I was driving with that man, he said, look, I need a place, you live a place, let's get a place. I'm like, I can't do that. I don't know you. 2 weeks later, I'm like, so if that happens, it has to be like a roommate situation because we're still getting to know each other. Of course, it didn't happen right away because it was hell and high water, but I always have those things in my mind. The way it is and the way it should be ain't always gonna be how it is. Hey, Gary trying to go. He trying to go. He trying to get a twofer. He trying to get 2-0 in the batting. I'll never forget the day Gary talking about you gonna get there, you gonna meet somebody. I'm like, boy, shut up. Ain't nobody thinking about that. Let your guards down, me. I don't got no guards. You know I say that all the time. I ain't got no guards. Boy, I had mad guards. I had mad guards. But if I had any part of my faith to share with y'all today, it would be trust God. Know He's God and He's not going to fail you. Bible tells us plain as day, He'll never leave you nor forsake you. As long as you believe, He got you. And guess what? Because of mercy, He has some that don't believe, so He can show them. I think that as we walk and we share our faith with each other to encourage and uplift each other, like I said, sharing your faith is not all about, I'm a Christian. Do you know Jesus? Sharing faith is, hey, I went through this last month and this happened and this is how I overcame that. But I think as we do that, we gain more wisdom, we gain more understanding and knowledge. He gives us more strategy. because now we're doing what he told us to do. Sharing your faith is simply spreading the good news, and it doesn't always have to be the Gospels. It just has to be the love of God. Said the Great Wall of China. How dare you, Gary? Don't be afraid to share some of your faith. If you're a person that believes yourself to be full of faith and trust in God, and you see someone else wavering, give them that pep talk. Give them a little pat on the back and tell them, you got this. I did that. It happened to me. You can do it. You know what? I believe for you. You know how much encouragement that is to a person? Because sometimes maybe they won't believe in the next 5 days, but if you let them know, I believe for you. 5 days later, they're being built up and strengthened. Now they're believing. Yeah, because you said you believe. But dang, if she can believe, I can believe. And it's for me. Let me believe for myself. Guess what they'll do the next time? They'll do that for somebody else. We have to be of encouragement, especially when you see somebody. Man, it have been days out here, me and Selena, well, not on here, but me and Selena have been shoulder to shoulder. I'm leaning on her, she leaning on me. It was rocky for both of us. And what I noticed about Selena, she was the same as me. Even though you're going through something, you're still able to say, it won't be like this always. I'm praying for you. She was willing to say, hey, pray for me. It was good. I think that we're on a better side of things from back then, but just think the benefit of having each other in that time, in that moment, and the willingness to be that to kind of a stranger. I consider Selena's my friend, and that's based off of my feeling, my gut that this is a good lady. None more, nothing less. I haven't been wrong about none of my friends I met on social media. I have very good friends from social media. Some of my friends on social media are better to me than the friends that I've known all my life. So I never, shy away from meeting people on the internet. I just use great discernment. I just use great discernment. Because everybody ain't all crazy. Everybody ain't crazy. Well, we all might have a little level of crazy, but you know what I mean. Look, when she was on there talking about, I'm trying something about having road rage. I was listening. I think I was listening to one of your, either I was listening to one of your replays or I was on there, but I was at work sneaking. And she was talking about something about road rage, and I was like, listen to road rage, Selena. That was funny. Yep, hit and run. All box you. So this now 1:55. And you know what? My headache left. Thank the Lord. It's healing in the room. I pray that everybody has a blessed rest of your day. That you get the opportunity to share a little faith with somebody, that you're more vigilant of things that are going on before you with your friends and loved ones. Hell, sometimes a stranger. Encourage. Be encouraged as you encourage. As always, I appreciate everyone who hung out with me for this hour and a half. Um, Always a blessing to see you guys and spoke what out of existence. Always a pleasure to be with you guys and chop it up, have fun, talk about the things on my heart. I love the fact that you guys are willing to listen. I hope that something I said resonates with you. If you're someone who looks at the replay, I hope something I said speaks to you and you actually gain something, even if it's shoot your shot. I hope you gain something, you know what I'm saying? And if there's something that you got that maybe you don't have need of right now, but you know someone that does, sometimes our friends aren't willing to receive from us, but when they hear it from someone else, it hit different. Share it. Sharing is caring. Again, I'm working on some things. I really appreciate everybody that does hit the Cash App, and I'm asking that, doesn't matter if it's $1, $2, $500. No, that's what they doing at church. Give what you can. It can be $100. It can be $2,000. They be aiming high. Nah, but y'all know that's not the most important thing over here. The most important thing is that you hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend, bring a friend. Again, caring is sharing. But yeah, that's about it. That's all I got. Time is up. I have ran out of words. And when I run out of words, it's time to shut up. Y'all gotta find that video. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna post it on here in a short. Like, I will not shut up. I will not shut up. I will not shut up. It's like, no, he got swallowed. Thank you, friend. And we looking forward to your content coming soon. I'm excited. Very excited. Appreciate y'all. Gary, that was a great live this morning. It encouraged me and inspired me to go ahead and do this live today, because if I didn't listen to your live, I probably wouldn't have went live. I ain't gonna lie. I would have been asleep or something. I don't know. Probably eating something I ain't got no business eating. I'm traumatized by the doctor telling me I need to lose weight. It's one thing when you know in your heart you need to lose weight, but then when the doctor said it, it's like, oh my God, I'm really fat. He's like, do you know what your body mass is? I'm like, no, it's this, and it's supposed to be 24. I'm looking at him like, who asked you, bro? What did the young kids say? Who asked you, bro? But yeah, I gotta get it together because I can't be around here with these hurting knees. My goal is to get some clientele going and probably go on like a flex shift for Amazon where you only have to work 4 hours a week. That's how you're obligated to work, and you can pick up shifts as you want. So that way, I still got some for show money while I build. But of course, ultimately, it is to get out there. If I really felt I had it in me, I would keep the job because the benefits are great. But that's not me. That's not my lane. But I'm going to stay until it's time to go. That's what I will do. When it's time to go, I got to go. But anywho, y'all know I'm just trying to get to this hour and 30 minutes. We at like 128. I'll be back soon. I'll be off. I'm not doing any overtime this week because I need to rest. Because I got to get another car. So after this week, the next 2 weeks, I'm going hard. 2 weeks overtime will be a down payment. Yeah. I need a nice down payment. 2 weeks. I'm going to try to hit that 60 hour at least one of them weeks. I usually do because we got 40 hours a week, I usually do 55 or 50. Last week I did 54. So I really need to hit the 60. And the only way I can hit that 60 is to do 2 full shifts overtime. So that's tough. But I'm going to push to do it next week. And then I'll probably just do my regular 55 or 50 the next week. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Anywho, I'm so glad we had this time together. No, I'm just kidding. Y'all ain't heard me sing in a long time, so I figured I'll bust out this song. Yeah, remember that though. Whatever your foundation is, if you're building on a boat, then more power to you. I'm just here to tell you that God is the strongest foundation that you can ever build anything on. Because you can get knocked off and your foundation will still be there for you to come back to. God is so good. He is so good. Until next time, I love you guys and I will talk to you soon. I'm going to try to come back Thursday or Friday. Much love, people. Bye.